What's going on to all of my Taurus out there? So let's get into it. Let's shuffle up these cards here. I'm doing a video. Thanks. All right. So here we go. So you have the Four of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, the Strength, the Queen of Wands, then you have the the Eight of Wands. So the Queen of Cups, the Ten of Cups, okay? Then we have the Ten of Pentacles, then we have the Hermit, and we have the Seven of Cups. Okay, so this is for Taurus, right? So for Taurus, what it is that we're seeing here is that this is a situation for for you, Taurus, where the Eight of Pentacles, the Knight of Wands, and the Strength are all about how, are pretty much all about how a lot of you Taurus are very adept now at figuring out relationships, dysfunctional relationships, so that you can speed along that process, right? You know that you've really been doing a good job and you've actually been learning your lessons from your relationship life experiences, right? When you know the differences between the people who you should take seriously and the people who you should not take seriously, right? Because it's pretty much the same motif. Once it is that you've seen one, you've pretty much seen them all. It's just that you usually end up repeating the same things just so that you can get a feel for that same thought process of once you've seen one, you've seen them all. Because originally at the beginning, you don't necessarily think that so many people actually have that type of perspective, right? But then when you continue to live on and you continue to experience, right, you're getting to know a lot of different people, you're actually trying to hang out with a lot of different people, and then you see how so many people have the same dysfunctions. What you have here is that now you have yourself in a situation where you see that, and once you get to a certain age, you especially once you get to a certain level of value, internal value as well as outward, but more so internal value, because you know that you are a self-respecting person internally, and that you exude that self-respect and of course a healthy respect of others. You're not putting up with that, but the things that the Strength represents, how, keep that in mind, because the Strength represents how you need to understand that, sometimes people could be in a messed up situation, but there's a caveat even with that, right? A person can have a messed up situation, a person can have a messed up situation, but at the same time, this is a situation for you where um, you need to know the differences between when a person actually is sincere, right? When they are just rough around the edges, or if a person really is dysfunctional. Don't be too quick to judge, right? Even though you've been learning a whole lot, right? Now, I will say for some of you, right, regardless of whatever zodiac sign it is, you know that you've been doing terribly when you're not learning from your lessons at all. You've dated, tried to get to know multiple people, and yet you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, however old, and you think from the perspective of, oh, well, this is just what it is in this game. No, no, no. You're supposed to be learning from your life lessons. And the thing is that you Taurus, right? You have the Queen of Wands and then you have the Eight of Wands. The Queen of Wands and the Eight of Wands for you Taurus represents this being a situation for a lot of you where you need to understand that what's coming next is that don't be surprised if don't be surprised if you find yourself in a situation where you you meet someone that is very feisty, right? or combative with you, right, at first, but try to make it seem like, they have certain things going for them, right? They have certain things going for them. But at the same time, what happens here is that you have the Eight of Wands, though, right? The Eight of Wands is that, and they try to, they try to reel you in with that. Okay. So, I mean, again, it's just a matter of self-respect. How much self-respect do a lot of you Taurus have, right? Because this is a person that can potentially offer something to you, but at the same time, it's also a situation where, they're using that as something to reel you in, you know, and it's just like I said before, it's just a matter of self-respect, right? Like if a, like, I mean, because the truth of it is this here, right? Relationships are supposed to be healthy. Relationships are supposed to be reciprocal, right? Healthy relationships are literally supposed to be reciprocal. But at the same time, if you find yourself in a situation where like you're giving them um what you're offering, and they're using that as a carrot, right? What it is that they're potentially offering, that's lame. And thing is that any self-respecting person, as I'm sure a lot of you Taurus are, any self-respecting person will walk away, because it's not, because a self-respecting person cannot be bought. They, you see what I'm saying? Like there's a, see, this is what I'm talking about. There's a difference between reciprocation, right? And trying to work something out with somebody, and trying to buy them off. And a lot of times people end up getting a lot of you Taurus messed up in that regard, right? They try to be flashy and show you Taurus the money, and in regards of hoping that y'all will stick around. But the thing is that the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Cups represents it. It's just a matter of, what are you Taurus willing to take? This person is saying, that represents this Queen of Wands. This person is saying how they could bring some things to you. They're saying that, right? Or maybe they're acting like that, right? But at the same time, the the Eight of Wands, they're giving you all these issues. They're giving you all of these issues. So the thing is that the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Cups is about, what is it? Is it a workable relationship between the two of you? The Queen of Cups, right? Or is it something that you're going to have to, even though you're being patient with them, you're going to have to let them go? Now, this is where the test comes into play, because a real self-respecting person is going to be patient, but they're not going to be very tolerant, because there's a difference between patience and tolerance. Patience is, number one, patience is a skill that you Taurus have to learn, right? Everyone has to learn, right? Period. There's no exception. Everyone has to learn patience. But tolerance is different, because tolerance is you basically co-signing the BS that people bring to the table, right? As to where patience is about your ability to assess what's happening around you, what's happening around you, and internally, what is the best way to approach the situation given the circumstances. Because patience affords you time to go inwardly with your own self, to check in to see what exactly needs to happen here. Now, like I was saying, the Queen of Cups and the Ten of Cups, this is about you Taurus understanding that, do you have a price tag where you could be bought? A lot of people tried to buy me. Doesn't work. About 3 times. Doesn't work. It never has. So I'm A1. Factually, I'm A1, because, you know, A lot of people tried to, about three. Doesn't, yeah, three or four. Doesn't work. It never does. Because do I want the money? Yeah. But I don't want any strings over my head. And you Taurus have to understand that same principle too. Then you have the 10 of Pentacles. This is the money, you see? So do you say forget about this? The money is not worth it, or do you go for the money? The Hermit and the 7 of Cups represents this being a situation where the Hermit is about how you need to understand what's happening for you. The Hermit and the 7 of Cups means that a lot of you, right, will decide to leave them alone. A lot of you will decide to say yes to that. Truth be told, if we're being realistic, some of you will go for the money. Some of you will decide to say, nah, forget about that, right? But just know with the 7 of Cups, this person, they want to be around you. But I will have to let you know, for the ones who decide to take the money, you're of lesser value now because you took the money. That's the catch-22. The reason why it is that you're so valuable, Taurus, is because you don't have a sword, so to speak. Now, I hope YouTube don't hit me, but you don't have a spiritual sword over your head. You don't have strings attached to you. So you're in high regard because of it, because you get to say and do whatever it is that you want. But the thing is that when people give you a price, they're giving you this price one time so that later on you're cheaper. Now it's up to you to decide if this is something that you want to be a part of. Me, I wouldn't suggest you do it. But some of you may decide to take it. Realistically speaking, I don't even see the majority of you Taurus doing that, right? Selling out. But I will say that some of you will decide to take it. And you know, I'm not even necessarily angry at you, Taurus, or don't like you or even judging you. I'm just saying what it is. Let's clarify the 7 of Cups. The Page of Wands. What is up with my camera? I gotta clean the camera. Sorry about that. The Hierophant, and then you have the Chariot. So the Page of Wands, the Hierophant, and the Chariot is all about how this being a situation for you where you need to understand that, again, the best thing for you to do was to get rid of the relationship, right? Or don't take them up on their offer at all. Trust, the Hierophant represents Taurus anyway. Trust your gut, right? Because what's awaiting you if you decide to take it is the Chariot. A lot of problems. More than what may be necessary. You understand? Because the Chariot, let's go into that. The Chariot is about how financially, things may be coming, but at the same time, what it is that these people bribed you. You just got out of one relationship however long ago to build up that newfound level of self-respect, to have that same self-respect tested. And if you Taurus decide to say, okay, you're gonna go ahead and go for the okie doke, this situation, which means it would have meant that you didn't learn self-respect in a very profound way. So you're doomed to repeat the same cycle all over again. Okay, let's clarify the Hermit. So you have the 7 of Wands, you have the Queen of Wands, and then you have the 2 of Wands. So this is a situation where the 7 of Wands, the Queen of Wands, and the 2 of Wands, this is about how, to clarify the Hermit, by the way, right? Never mind the camera, as long as you can see me well enough. I got to clean my camera. But either way it goes. For you, Taurus, the Seven of Wands is that if you dating is going to be hard. It's not about selling your soul. Then you have the Queen of Wands, excuse me. It's not about sitting pretty, sitting handsome, whatever it is that you want to call it, right? And collecting your coin, right? And the Two of Wands, every gift is a potential trap. So, well, for you, Taurus, who decided realistically, I'm talking about, to take it, good luck. But for you, Taurus, who decided to maintain your dignity, good choice. Because what this means is that you essentially avoided the traps, really, you know. But that's pretty much it. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe. Peace. Appreciate y'all.